So you were the jealous boyfriend of Kelly Kelly. That's who you were.
I was so jealous.
So jealous of her strip teasing on Sci-Fi. Whose idea is go, hey, I want to introduce you, but I also want to introduce you as the jealous boyfriend of Kelly Kelly.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to get up to TV so bad. They could have told me anything. You know what I mean? Like I was sitting there, I was so ready. I was like, don't matter what you throw at me, Daddy, I'm ready. They're like, all right, you're the jealous boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. So it was like, towel, boo. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, ECW, mother effers. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to show everybody how crazy I am. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want. This is how I'm going to freaking make my mark. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know. I'm nuts. You know what I mean? Like, so I get there, of course, like, and it's like,
yeah,
nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I mean, shoot, man, everybody worked hard.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody worked hard. But the way it was presented, the way, like, it just, fans knew, man. They knew within 2 episodes that it wasn't what they were expecting to tune into. It's like, just like wrestling, you know what I mean? It's like, they didn't have, you know, you come in there and like all of a sudden you have all these rules, like, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, can't do that.
Right.
Can't do this.
Like, what does the E stand for in ECW?
Yeah.
Entertainment? It's not entertainment, it's extreme.
Like, yeah, we can do a table, but we can't do anything to the head. We can't have no blood, but we can do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it was like such a watered down, like, slap in the face to like the hardcore fans at that point. Like, there was no recovering from that, man. It didn't matter what they were going to do. You know, like, it was screwed from Jump Street, man. As soon as that freaking mummy guy came out,
that was like the first thing I think we saw was the zombie on the first episode. And when you first see that, you're like, oh, I get it. Sci-Fi Channel, zombies. Oh, okay, it's a joke. I get it. All right. And then you're like, wait, they're not giving up on this. Like, there's more to this. But yeah. I have heard many times that Paul Heyman was a huge supporter of you. Is that true?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah, man. He was very instrumental. He was one of the guys, like him and Dusty they were both on my side, you know, going through like Deep South and all that. Like, I don't know what he saw in me instantly or what, but yeah, Paul was always a huge supporter of me. Huge. You know, and then whenever I went up to ECW, they kind of took it out of his hands anyway. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I was very grateful to be up there. You know what I mean? But would I wish it could have been a little bit different? Yes. You know, of course. You know, but whatever you got to do to get your ass on that TV. You know what I mean? Like, especially after, like, I've been busting my butt for 10 years before I even got a deal. And then I was in Deep South for another year and a couple, 2 years. I can't remember. It all molds together, you know? So it was like, time to go, baby. I'm about to live my dream. Get up to TV, and then it's like, But
hey, no one ever told you what dream you lived. They're like, oh, you're going to get here. But we didn't tell you how your dream was going to
somebody else's dream. That's somebody else's dream, brother. Whatever.
I know. I felt like you brought the Shackles because it was like, oh, cool, we're having Survivor Series 2006. That's your pay-per-view debut. And I'm like, oh, ECW teams and WWE and SmackDown and Raw. I'm like, this is awesome, cool. Yep. You get super kicked her out in 1 second. And Shawn Michaels even makes jokes like, wait, who was that? Was he in the match? Was he supposed to be here?
Oh,
and I'm sitting there watching TV going, what are they doing? If you're trying to get me to watch ECW, burying people instantly like that ain't helping. It is not helping.
I felt, dog. How you think I felt?
I bet you've been real.
I was sitting there, I was like, sweet. I know nobody's watching ECW, but they got me on this thing. They're going to let me run a minute. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, Michael Hayes came down, like he was one of the agents or whatever. And he's like, oh, you know, you're going to lose. You know, you're going to lose first. He's like, do you want to like wrestle for 3 minutes and be completely forgotten? Or do you want a moment? And I was like, shit, I want a moment. He's like, all right, he's going to kick you before the bell rings. 1, 2, 3, you're out of there. I was like, oh shit, that's not the moment I wanted. So it's like, I don't know, man. It was like after that, the wind was out of my sails. You know what I mean? Like I handled like putting Sandman over for 7 months, getting smashed in the face with canes every night. You know what I mean? And then I did the stuff with Sabu where I lost every night and was putting through tables and stuff. You know, and then I do other stuff with Dreamer every night where I lose and get freaking, dumped on my head and do all this, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? Which is fine because I'm still out there and I'm still working hard and they're noticing that I can work. You know what I mean? Like
they're putting you with the main characters.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, now here's your shot, big boy. You know what I mean? Like you get to work with Punk for a little bit now. Sweet. You know what I mean? So we had some pretty good matches, you know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden it was like before we could even get running, Survivor Series, Super Kick, character, you know what I mean? Like, and then that was it for me, man. Like they were like, well, shit, sorry, we just had you lose for the whole, every show forever. And then like, sorry, we don't know what to do now. You're going to have to just like, sit at home for a minute. Like, like shit.
I guess it wasn't too long because you were on the December to Dismember pay-per-view, which fans have voted the worst pay-per-view of all time in the WWE. So you got some great things going for you on your resume.
Was it really the worst though?
Now I think that
okay.
I'll defend it for like 2 seconds because there's in that span of time you had Survivor Series. And then you had December to Dismember, then you had Armageddon. So you're expecting fans, we'll say 16 to between 23 to pay. This is pay-per-views. This ain't Peacock. This is paying $40 to $50, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And you're not even choosing. It's Survivor Series, which is like a staple. You have Armageddon, what people enjoy, I guess. It's Christmas time. Maybe you can convince your parents to buy it for you for Christmas. But then you have a new brand, ECW. And you're like,
pretty much the best brand if you ask me. But,
no one's asking you, though. So
if I remember right, too, it was like we did it in a town. Was it like Macon, Georgia, or like Savannah or something like that? So it was like somewhere that's not a real hot spot for wrestling. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I worked the Vampire.
Yep, Kevin Thorne.
Worked Vampire. It was a mixed tag, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and I remember like Arn was our agent or whatever, and I'm like, me and brother were like trying to get it together. We were running it past Arn. He's like, it doesn't matter what you guys do out there. We're like, what? They're like, they don't give a shit what you're doing. They came to see them girls roll around. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to forget everything you did. And so, like, of course, I'm like, whatever, bro. I'll show you. Like, let's go, Kevin. I was like, let's go beat the dog shit out of each other. You know what I mean? Like, and we went in there and we went hard on each other. You know what I mean? Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, then all of a sudden, girls got in there, and guess what? They forgot we were even in that. Damn, Arn. Why are you so smart?
Yeah, you and your damn years of expertise being the business. Be with Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen. You don't know shit. Okay, you know everything. Damn it.
Who the hell did you ever beat, man?
Yeah, who are you? Who are you? Oh, I realize that you are the enforcer of the Four Horsemen. You've been rolling with Ric Flair for 20 years, so I'm wrong. You're right. My bad.
So, what do you know, brother?
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll have Kevin right in the mouth with that clothesline as hard as he can.
Yep. And then they just rolled around, and then suddenly they're going crazy. You're like, I got a black eye for like 4 weeks, but yet they just rolled around and like, damn.
My jaw's wired shut. Can't eat.
I'll show you, Arn. I'll show you with my sipping all my meals for the next 4 weeks.
I'm such a good wrestler.
But also that pay-per-view ended, I believe, a half an hour early because they didn't time it out right. They didn't have enough matches, I guess, on the card. They even sent Paul Heyman out to cut like a 20-minute promo just shitting on Extreme Wrestling and saying this is the death of Extreme Wrestling. We're going to move forward and be something completely different, which ended up being ECW eventually turned into NXT, which I don't think a lot of people even know that.
It did. Yeah, sure did.
So
it was what was going on at that point? Because Deep South was out of there. right? They just shut Deep South down.
Yeah, they were closing a lot of stuff down too. I think because ECW. You had Florida, FCW, you had OVW, you had Deep South. Like they had a lot of places, but then they just kept slowly just shutting down and using ECW as the place to introduce new people, like a Kofi Kingston or Evan Bourne or Zack Ryder.
Both of their first matches, dude.
Which one?
I was both of their first matches.
Well, there you go. Did you win or lose?
What do you think?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and move on.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember. I was just pretend I lose. So
let's pretend, because most likely, if you were fighting their first match on a show, I'm guessing you lost.
I'm thinking, man. I think was that the one when Kofi knocked me out? Maybe.
Oh Jesus! You can't remember because you were knocked out.
Oh, you know what? How about this? I think Kofi beat me, but I think I beat Evan.
Oh wow!
And then I wrestled Evan the next week and let him beat me.
You let him?
Of course. When I win, when I win, it's real, and when I lose, it's fake, right?
Of course. I know. How stupid of me. I apologize, Mr. Knox.